Over 20 billion pickles are eaten in the US every single year. Yep, that's around 9 pounds per person. And behind every crunchy bite is a full-blown industrial process you probably haven't seen up close. We're talking about farms that rely on bees for pollination, massive tanks that can hold up to 35 million pounds of cucumbers at once, and high-speed machines sealing jars faster than you can blink. And well, we'll uncover all of that here at the Process World. Pickles have been a part of human history for over 4,000 years, appearing in the Tigris Valley as a way to preserve cucumbers with brine. Ancient cultures weren't looking for flavor, they were solving the problem of food storage. Cleopatra reportedly swore by them for beauty, and Julius Caesar handed them down to his soldiers to boost endurance. Over time, pickling spread across Europe and landed firmly in American kitchens. By the 1600s, pickles were common in the US, but it was the Jewish immigrants in New York who made the dill pickle iconic. Street vendors sold them straight from barrels in Manhattan's Lower East Side, and that sharp, tangy taste became a city staple. From ancient empires to modern deli counters, pickles have never lost their place. To understand how they end up in those jars today, we need to go back to where the real process begins, out in the fields where the cucumbers are grown. It all starts in the fields, thousands of acres designed specifically for growing cucumbers that will become pickles. One of the top cucumber farming spots in the US is Plainview, Texas. This area has sandy loam soil, low humidity, and cool night temperatures, which create just the right balance for healthy cucumber growth. Farmers here can plant up to 60 acres of cucumbers in a single day. Before anything goes into the ground, the soil is carefully tilled to make it soft and ready for planting. Then comes irrigation to control moisture levels, along with a measured dose of fertilizer to boost growth. Seeds are planted using modern machines that cover them with just the right layer of soil. Within a week, the first green shoots start pushing through. Pollination is a big deal in this stage. Female cucumber flowers only bloom for about 24 hours and need around 10 visits from bees to grow properly. To make sure this happens, farmers bring in around 100 rented beehives to help cover the massive fields. Those bees make a huge difference in the final yield. As the plants grow over the next 50 days, tractors move through the rows to manage weeds and help water soak deep into the soil. Everything is carefully timed and monitored so the cucumbers grow straight, firm, and ready for harvesting. Timing is everything when it comes to harvesting cucumbers for pickles. Farmers don't just wait for the cucumbers to look big, they measure the diameter closely. The ideal size is between 1.5 to 1.75 inches. Once they hit that range, the countdown begins. If harvesting doesn't happen within 24 hours, the cucumbers can grow too large and become unusable for factory pickling. To move fast, large farms rely on high-tech harvesting machines. These machines come equipped with sharp front blades that cut the stems cleanly. Then a chain system gently pulls in the plants while rollers separate the cucumbers from the vines. The cucumbers fall onto a horizontal conveyor belt, which lifts them up into the large bins. These machines can collect up to 50,000 pounds of cucumbers every hour. While machines dominate large-scale farming, some smaller farms use a more manual approach. There are special harvesting carts, often called winged carts, that let farmers lie down while carefully picking cucumbers and placing them on a small conveyor. It's slower and more hands-on, so it's mostly used on small plots where machine access is limited. Once the cucumbers are picked, trucks move in right away to carry the bins to the next stage. But before we get into that, please leave a like and subscribe for more amazing videos like this one. Now, moving on. As soon as the cucumbers arrive at the factory, the cleaning process kicks off. The goal here is to get rid of every bit of dirt without damaging the skin. They're unloaded onto a large conveyor system, and high-pressure water jets go to work. These jets are strong enough to clean thoroughly, yet gentle enough to keep the cucumbers looking fresh. A bit of chlorine is mixed in with the water to sanitize everything and ensure food safety. Once cleaned, workers step in for a quick inspection. Any cucumbers that are bruised, oddly shaped, or damaged get pulled out. This step is done by hand because even with machines, human eyes are still the best for spotting imperfections. Next, the cucumbers are sorted by size. Specialized sorting machines line them up and group them based on diameter. This step is important because uniformity makes a big difference during pickling. When cucumbers are all roughly the same size, they absorb flavor evenly and fit better in jars. Whether they're being sliced into chips, cut into spears, or kept whole, this is where cucumbers get organized for the type of pickle they're about to become. From here, it's time to move to the most crucial step of all, brining and fermentation. After sorting, they're moved into large fiberglass tanks, each one holding around 45,000 pounds. There are about 800 of these tanks in a large-scale facility, with a total capacity reaching up to 35 million pounds. That's an industrial brining setup designed to run non-stop during peak season. Each tank gets filled with a special brine mixture made from purified water, salt, and sugar. The ratio is specific: 10 parts water, 1 part salt, and half a part sugar. This mix helps preserve the cucumbers and gives them the right balance of flavor. Once the brine is added, the cucumbers float, so workers use wooden lids to press them down and keep them fully submerged. Fermentation usually takes around 3 weeks. During this time, the cucumbers naturally release sugars, and helpful bacteria in the brine convert those sugars into lactic acid. That acid is what gives pickles their signature tangy flavor, while also acting as a natural preservative. Temperature plays a key role too. Warmer conditions help speed things up, which is why summer is the peak season for this step. There's also a faster method called quick pickling. In that process, cucumbers are briefly boiled, rapidly cooled, and then brined in jars. It only takes 3 to 5 days to finish, and it's used for specific types of pickles that need to hit shelves quickly. Once the fermentation or quick pickling is done, it's time to pull the pickles out of the tanks and get them jarred up. That's where things get really precise. In this stage, the pickles are pulled out of the tanks using machines called a digger. It scoops them up in small rotating cups and sends them along a conveyor straight into the packaging area. By now, the jars have already been cleaned and lined up, ready to be filled. Workers do one final quality check as the pickles move through. Anything that doesn't meet the standard, maybe it's too soft or oddly shaped, gets removed. The rest are carefully placed into jars, and this step actually requires a bit of technique. Pickles need to be arranged evenly so they can fit well and look neat. Consistency matters, not just for appearance, but also for keeping things balanced inside the jar. Next comes the brine, now enhanced with seasonings. Depending on the recipe, that mix might include garlic, dill, mustard seeds, and even chili flakes. The brine is poured in hot, which helps with both flavor absorption and sanitation. Each jar is filled just right, with a little headspace at the top to allow for sealing. This stage is all about getting things perfectly prepped for the final safety steps. In this stage, high-speed machines press on the airtight lids with perfect precision, making sure nothing from the outside can sneak in. It's a fast, clean process designed to protect every single jar from contamination and keeping everything shelf-stable. Next comes pasteurization, a crucial step for food safety. The sealed jars are heated in hot water baths or steam chambers to kill off any remaining bacteria. Once that's done, they're rapidly cooled using sprays or cooling tunnels. This quick cool down helps preserve the pickle's crispness and locks in all the flavor from the brine and spices. By the end of this step, each jar is shelf-stable, food-safe, and ready to move to the final stage, labeling and distribution. This part moves fast. Cold water or air tunnels bring the jars down to safe temperatures quickly, helping preserve both the crunch and the flavor. Without this cooling step, the pickles could turn mushy or lose their freshness before they hit the shelves. From there, the jars move along to labeling. After labeling, the jars are packed into boxes or crates by automated packing machines. These boxes are designed to keep the jars secure during transport, reducing the chances of breakage. Once packed, they're stored in warehouses or sent directly to distribution centers. From there, they head to grocery stores, restaurants, or even international markets, depending on demand. So now that you've seen how pickles are made from farm to jar, every crunch, every spice, every seal, here's the real question. If you could invent your own flavor of pickle, what wild combo would you go for? Spicy mango garlic or maybe blueberry dill? Let us know in the comments.